Oh, we are live.
We are live. Welcome, everybody. It's the Hey Pal, What's New podcast. I am Greg, and this is my hetero life mate over there, John. How are you?
Oh, I'm just Ducky. Dealing with technical difficulties. That's why we're both not on camera right now.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't need to be on camera. But anyway,
Why would you deprive everybody of the wonder that is you?
I know I am very handsome, but you know,
Well, what's up there now is just our Bitmojis with no video. Because if I can't get your camera working, then I'm not putting me up there alone. It's just not how it works.
it's a work in progress, but that's okay. So yes, welcome to our second episode. First of all, we want to thank everybody and their brother for checking out the podcast.
Now, can you believe what a schmuck I am? I didn't hit record on the podcast recorder, but I started streaming.
Really? Okay.
So there'll be a little bit of a fudge up in the beginning of this. Those of you just listening on podcasting platforms like Spotify and Podbean and hopefully iTunes at some point soon when we get approved there.
Yeah.
There'll be a little fancy editing of the intro music at the beginning that was live. But, sorry.
We'll fix it in post, as they say.
Yes.
But anyway, we wanted to say thank you to everybody who checked out the podcast last week. We had a super good time. A lot of good positive response. And, yeah, we're really excited that everybody checked it out. And hopefully we'll get some more people to come in and chat. Oh, look, yeah, I do see us on the standby. We'll be there live soon.
Oh, does it say standby will be there?
It says it says powered by Restream. Live stream of our podcast recording.
It should click over in a minute because I did transition to just without the please stand by will be live soon.
Okay, because we do. It just has. Well, we have two people listening or watching or looking at our Bitmojis. But anyway, like we said, thank you everybody for checking it out. We had a really good time. Hopefully, we'll keep doing these every week. And so, what should we start with? I mean, we could start with our live read. We can start with just to say, hey, pal, what's new?
That is true. We do actually have a sponsor this week.
We do. We do. And I'm going to pull them up right now.
And actually, you know what I'm going to do while you're pulling them up? Hold on. I'm at least going to put the camera on me for a minute, but it's just my unsexy chest. Let me transition this.
Well, you should get on the camera for our sponsor, because our first sponsor, and by the way, we are giving away free live reads to our podcast for this month and the month of September. So if you have a band that you're in that you want to promote, a record that's coming out, you have a show coming up you want to promote, you have any products, anything you want to sell, just give us an email or message us on the Facebook, heypal.what'snew@gmail.com, and we'll read your ads live on the air. And we have our first podcast sponsor for this episode. So this episode is brought to you by Lake Mayapack Gear. Now, this is a website a friend of ours just put up recently, and if you go to lakemayapackgear.com, you could check out all the different shirts and clothing and apparel that this particular site sells. Now, my buddy over here has a shirt from Lake Mayapack Gear, if you could see it. This particular website and clothing apparel place is specifically for Lake Mayapack, if you haven't guessed, with the name Lake Mayapack Gear. But they sell a ton of really cool throwback shirts. My buddy here is wearing a Tomcat shirt, which if anybody from the Mayapack area knows about Tomcat, why don't you tell them about Tomcat?
Dude, Tomcat was the end-all, be-all for all your sporting good needs back in the, 70s, 80s in Mayapack. I remember having to go there for all my Cub Scout and Boy Scout gear, for, anything, running shoes, for cleats for soccer.
Yeah.
And they even had, a lot of stores do it now, too, where you can trade in your old gear and you could buy used gear. So, my kid's got a size 5 shoe that he's going to grow out of, halfway through the season. I don't want to buy, $40 pair of new cleats. Let me buy this $20 pair of used cleats, and that's good enough to get them through the season, especially if your kid's going to quit.
Yeah.
And I did have someone at my daughter's softball tournament this past weekend who saw this shirt. I was wearing it, and she just was like, "Oh my God, Tomcat, that was in Mayapack," and started this whole thing. And I had to explain like Lake Mayapack geared to her that what it was.
Yeah, it's a great site. And if you go onto that site, which is, once again, lakemayapakgear.com, you can check out all different shirts. They got some throwbacks to the old school Mayapack like Tomcat. A lot of really good designs. Our friend Jeff Braun, it's his site, and he is a phenomenal artist. He actually did the cover of our band back when we were in high school, Permanent Hangover. He did the cover of our demo tape, which that's a story within itself. But, you know, I'm still holding out for a Rodax t-shirt. I requested a Rodax t-shirt, so hopefully if you're listening, Jeff, thank you for being the first sponsor of our podcast, and get on that Rodax. Because, you know, there's nothing sadder than a fat kid wearing a shirt with food on it. You're not supposed to do it. But anyway, if you do make a Rodax shirt, I will proudly wear it. I don't care, because the Tomcat one, I would get it myself, but then we'd look like an old married couple, me and John here together. But yes, so for all of your Lake Mayapack, he's got hoodies, he's got T-shirts, he's got all kinds of stuff on there. Check it out, lakemayapakgear.com. So that out of the way. Thank you for sponsoring this podcast. And yeah, so I guess we'll start it off with the old, hey pal, what's new? What's been going on with you since we last checked in last week?
A whole lot of bullshit.
Yeah?
A lot of working out, a lot of walking.
Okay.
Nursing a fucked up knee, but that's okay.
As you do.
Yeah. I think I mentioned to you before, I've been loving this week. My wife and I started this new thing of, you know, at night where it's like, oh, I want to get a coffee. Let's go to Starbucks. And instead of getting in the car and driving, the closest Starbucks to us is like 2 miles away. So her and I will just walk to Starbucks. Like last night, her, me, one of our daughters, we walked all the way to the grocery store with backpacks, bought a whole bunch of stuff, and then walked home. I think my backpack was like 45 pounds on the way home, but it's nice, you know. Other than that, walking dogs and...
Now, what is the name of the you were telling me about it. It's like the hard...
75 hard.
75 hard.
And it's not one of these like, buy into our cult. Come on. It's just, you know, something to help you keep yourself accountable with, you know, I'm working out. I'm taking time to do what's right for me. Taking time to get my shit straight. You know, I'm going to talk a little in one of my things about the book I'm currently reading. Yeah, because that's one of the things, reading.
John can read.
I can. I went to Lakeview and I can read, even though I blame the fact that I can't spell on the fact that I went to Lakeview. But
that's all right. We have spell check now.
That's right.
I have no idea.
But it's not always right, you know.
Yeah, it's like that old Patrice O'Neill bit. If he had a gun to his head and he had to spell restaurant,
I couldn't. I couldn't.
But ever since that, I know how to spell restaurant. I'm like RESTARUANT or something like that. Don't quiz me on that. No, that's great. Yeah, we should definitely talk about that. One of the things I wanted to bring up this particular episode is we lost a near, not a friend, but someone I've been listening to for decades, like one of the early podcast innovators on regular radio. And I got the news that dear Fez Watley passed away this weekend.
Hey.
Now, I remember, you know, I've always grew up being a fan of talk radio, right? Not like the ESPN sports zones and shit like that, but more of just like regular talk radio. You know, as a teenager, I was big into Howard Stern. I think everybody was into Howard Stern back in the day. And then, of course, Opie and Anthony, you know, that showed basically what a shitbag freaking Howard Stern was. And I switched over to Opie and Anthony and was obsessed. And I remember back in the day, I used to work at a pharmacy. I was a manager of a pharmacy. And I could tell stories about this drug world for eons. I mean, the place that I used to manage, it was like it was nonsense. It was crazy. A lot of crazy stuff happened. But I worked the 2 to midnight shift, and I can remember to this day getting out at midnight. I'd have to go out and wake. I used to call them the lovely Haitian night crew, because they would come in. They worked the overnights. They worked midnight to 6, and basically the requirement of that job was, "Are you going to steal?" No. Okay, you're hired. So I would go out right before midnight when I finished my shift. I'd knock on the windows, wake up the Haitian night crew so they can come in because they were always sleeping in their car. And then I'd get in my car and I'd drive almost an hour back home. And I remember I was a big NEW fan, obviously with Opie and Anthony. There was Donna Mike, Radio Chick, I think her name was. But I remember at midnight I heard the debut of RonandFez.com. And I was like, who the fuck are these people? Ronnie B, a legend, Ron Bennington, and Fez Whatley. And I know personally, I don't know about John, but I wouldn't be doing any type of radio or talk or podcast or anything like that without, these people like Opie and Anthony and even Howard Stern to this day. And Ron and Fez were interesting, and he was quite the character. I mean, the Fezatorials he used to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, Afro was like always the best shows when it was Opie, Anthony, Ron, and Fez doing the Afro show.
Yeah, you'd get it was like a comic book crossover. You know, it's like, oh, Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez are going to be on the same show. It's the Afro show.
One show was quitting, the other one was getting ready to start, and they'd all just start hang around. Like one would go on one show, the other on the other, and just smooth transition from one to the next.
Yeah, and I mean, countless hours. If anybody commuted back in the day, or even if you're, a Sirius XM subscriber, these characters. And it was sad to see. And I just wanted to just do my memory of Fez and, to say rest in peace, been thinking about Ron and Gail and all those people, and I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thoughts and prayers,
and, R.I.P., I'm not the type of person that, I don't know if you're the type of person like
Sip,
if somebody
S.I.P. Sleep. He's not fucking sleeping. The eternal dirt nap.
Yeah.
He's dead.
No, I hate
how'd he die?
How'd your parents die? No, it's freaking...
the Dead Dads Club.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Steve C., too. Another one. How'd your parents die?
He killed himself.
Ugh. I never knew that, but
yeah,
it's we're losing some good ones out there, But anyway, not to drag the thing down. So this week you've been doing your quest, like you're on The Walking Dead, or
no Uber and Lyft driving though, because fuck those fuckers.
No, what happened with Uber and Lyft?
Oh, nothing. It's just I only drive for them when there's a chance to make a lot of extra money, and there really wasn't this week. Not that made it worth my while. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna hang out home, do shit around the house.
Yeah.
Cleaned up my computer room downstairs, moved everything, changed the lights, did a lot of stuff in there. So, hey, when the weather gets cold, we can always move in down there or down inside here.
Yeah, right now we're at the GBR studios out on the Miranda there. Listening to the first episode, you hear the cicadas and the crickets and the bug zapper. I like it. It's kind of an it's a kind of it gives a good ambience in the back, or whatever that word is. But yeah. So my week, let me tell you, my first week was quite the humdinger. One of the reasons we're outside. Well, we like to sit outside because hopefully you'll get to see the lights and the bug zapper and all this shit where we do this stuff. But it was about a week ago after we taped the last episode. It was the weekend was coming. I had played a gig with my band, and the next morning I'm in my bed. I'm exhausted. It was one of those gigs where we played like 5 hours, 3 sets. Splitdecision.org. Check it out. Cover band time. Great show, but I'm 50 years old now. It hurts. Playing 5 hours. So I'm asleep in my bed, and I hear it. I'm listening, and I go, dang, it sounds like it's really raining outside. I don't know what that is. And, I'm just in and out of sleep. And I said, this sounds really close. So I walk out into my living room, and it's raining in my living room. There's water coming out of the ceiling. It's coming down off the fixtures. It's getting all over my stuff. I freak out. I run upstairs. Apparently, there was a rip in the sink, the little hosey thing, and it was running for God knows how long.
Oof.
I run down. I turn the water main off, and needless to say, my sweet little apartment is now just ripped apart. And no, it's fine. You know, that's what insurance is for.
Well,
but
you gotta. I mean, plus of all this, your mom's real lucky you're here. Because if you weren't here, she probably wouldn't even known it was happening.
oh, she was asleep while it was happening. You know, and it was just running. Nobody knew because it was coming down in my apartment. So I turned it off. You know, make a long story longer. You know, we're gonna rebuild, and you know, it's the story of my life. You know, I can't have nice things.
We're gonna get through this.
But the two things, thank God there wasn't that much damage, personal damage. Although, if anybody knows me, knows that, you know, I'm a comic book collector. Now, I had this long box of comics since I was in my 20s, or even earlier than that, my teens. In the same long box. It actually has, if you see it, John, I got to show you, on the top of it, it has the phone number for the boardwalk.
Wow.
Because we used to write phone numbers on it because, you know, we didn't have fucking phones.
People wrote phone numbers down? What are phone numbers?
Yeah. There was like a bunch of phone numbers on there. One of them was the boardwalk. It's got my brother's handwriting. It's got mine. Old box got a ton of really cool comics that I've collected over the years. Now, it was in my garage, and my brilliant idea was like, I don't want to leave these comics in the garage. It's kind of moist down there and damp. Let me bring it into my apartment. And they got soaked. So, hey, anybody want some water beat up, you know, copies of The Dark Knight?
I did notice you got a Ralph Snart in there.
I have some Ralph Snart. I mean, it's cool to look through, and I'm going to have to catalog them and all that stuff, you know, but yeah, my comic books, man. Ugh,
That
30
sucks.
years of collecting comic books down there. Luckily, the real good ones are stashed away, not in that long box, but I still have, I mean, a ridiculous amount of comics in there that they look okay, but yeah, they're not going to make it. So, R.I.P. to Fez Whatley, and R.I.P. to Ralph Snart and my Spider-Man, Batman, Flaming Carrot, you know, Fish Police.
Oh, Fish Police.
All those. I mean, all those classics. So, yeah, that was my week. So it was dealing with that. And then, yeah, just really, like I said, another thing that popped up besides our first episode of the podcast is my band, The Critically Ashamed, is going to be playing a live streaming concert Wednesday, September 22nd, 8 p.m. We decided, and I think I touched on this recently, I think on the last episode, that, you know, we've decided, since where we are, you know, original music right now is tough to go by, places to play. So, you know, now that we're doing this podcast, we figured, hey, we can get this video stuff working. Let's do a live stream on our Twitch channel. So we started the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/The Critically Ashamed Live. So we're going to start doing that on the 22nd. We're going to have a full set, multiple camera angles, fog, you know, fire trucks, hookers, guns, all kinds of shit. So definitely subscribe to our Twitch channel. You'll be seeing stuff. It's still early, but we're going to be working on that. And, yeah, just trying to get that together with the band. And cover band's been playing like crazy. We're playing this Saturday at Portofino's in New Fairfield, Connecticut. So come check us out. We're going to be there during the day. If you want to get your cover band, you know, your cover band music on. So yeah, it's been busy. It's been really busy, you know, between floods and bands and all kinds of shit. So I think that's pretty much how our week went. I think
yours was a lot more eventful than mine.
Yeah, mine never ends, man. It's a travesty.
I got 4 kids, and it wasn't half as crazy as yours.
No, yeah, I live in chaos, but I kind of dig it that way. But anyway, so our normal segment for this show is, we have some stuff that we want to talk about. Our 3 things. We got some great responses from people on the Facebook page saying, hey, I didn't know about Letterkenny. What show is that? I'm going to watch that. Or, hey, I didn't check out.
Not so bad, and you.
Man, to be fair.
To be fair.
I have to admit I haven't watched it yet, but I will once I get a fucking apartment back.
That's okay. The show I tell you about today, you're gonna go right away and probably watch it if you haven't watched it already.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you start with your TV show, and I will retort with my own TV show.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's one we've seen, but
That's okay. So I watched episode 1 of a brand new TV show, season 1, episode 1. Okay. Even though I have the first episode of the new season of The Walking Dead.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Have not watched it yet because I'm waiting to watch it with Kat.
Okay, spoiler alert.
She got all mad at me. I started watching. She's like, "Oh yeah, go ahead and watch that without me." I was like, are you caught up?" She goes, "We got caught up together." That's how long it's been since the last season. I couldn't even remember that we watched the last season together.
Now you're caught up, right?
All caught up.
Now you've been watching it since day 1, like I have, right?
Day 1, season 1.
Yeah, me too. And people dog on that shit, but I have, I assume since you've seen it, you have AMC Plus, right?
No.
Okay. Well, we won't.
I'm a bootlegger. But the show I did watch is new. It's called Heels.
I heard about this show.
It was so good.
You watched the first episode?
Yeah, I asked my buddy Justin to let me know when he watched it what his thought is, because he's like, we all watched wrestling, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, all that when we were younger. Not so much now. Watched a little in the 90s with, NWO and all that other shit.
Yeah.
As it got a little extreme. But my buddy Justin still to this day is a huge wrestling fan.
Nice.
So I'm really interested to see his take on the show when he gets some time to watch it. But it stars the ever so easy on the eyes Stephen Amell. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he played Arrow. Oliver Queen on on the Arrow shows.
We used to tease you back in the day. We used to call you the WB because you loved all that shit. I never got into as much of a comic book person as I am. I tried The Flash. I tried Arrow. I tried Black Lightning, all that shit, which that's a comic that I have that got destroyed. But yeah, so the guy from Arrow is in it. Isn't CM Punk in it too?
I believe so.
Yes, I heard, because I heard an interview with him talking about it, and that I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one to talk about."
I don't know that he's been on it yet, but I watched all those WB shows, but I kind of gave up recently on them. They just got too crazy, just too out there. The storylines were just ridiculous. And again, I said this last week, the new Superman and Lois gets back to that like super watchable superhero show.
Okay.
So it's still got that like bit of like, kind-hearted tenderness and those like awe moments and everything. But it doesn't seem like the show is all over the place. Like all those WB shows seem like they all of a sudden just went all over the place because they didn't know what to do anymore.
Well, there's that old saying, because comics.
Yes.
This guy came back from the dead. He's been dead 6 times. Well, because comics.
Heels takes place like down south in one of these like small wrestling leagues. It's almost like a small town, just a wrestling league in that one town.
Yeah.
And they do reference, Vince McMahon and all the other bigger leagues. So time-wise, I'm not so sure when it takes place. Probably before things like, the WWF, as we knew it, had like absorbed all these other little-known leagues. And ECW and all that kind of like just started pulling in all these other small city, county, town wrestling things. But
from what I understand, back in the day, which I say that a lot, back in the days, back then it was more about territories. It was more about like Tennessee had their own thing and Florida had their own thing. And once Vince came in and grabbed up all these territories and said, let's make it into one big thing. But I did hear an interview. So the first episode was good.
Yeah. I mean, again, I watch a lot of stuff under the mindset of this is just dumb, mindless entertainment.
Of course.
I don't break it down too much. There are some shows I break it down. I'm just like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
What was oh shit? I was watching a breakdown of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And how the scene where Harley Quinn gets in the elevator and kills that person in the elevator, but like everybody else decides to take the stairs, but they got up to the floor just as the doors open. Like, how did they get up all those flights?
Yeah, you can't.
There's that shit drives me nuts, but I don't like this show. I'm like, let's just take it for what it is. It's a lot of drama, a lot of,
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I was a wrestling fan too back in the day again, of WWF. I even, as a kid used to watch it about, Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan, and I used to rent all the, the pay-per-views for WrestleMania, and then kind of went out of it. College, I picked it up back again through my buddy Pete. We used to go to, Madison Square Garden, and I always make a joke of this because there's a story I can tell about wrestling, but it's amazing that I got laid in college because my dorm room consisted of, I had a huge Papa Shango poster on my wall. I had The Undertaker, the foam urn, like the number one. It was an urn with The Undertaker on the head of my bed, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sheets. How I even got laid was a miracle.
And I had Toy Story sheets.
Yeah, but my favorite story is I used to. My old college roommate Seth, great guy. I'm not going to say it again.
Say back in college.
Back in college, in the 90s, I was in a band, some of you might know, where we were pretty popular. And, we played a lot in the Connecticut area, and we really went for it. And great memories, great times playing huge shows, and with a bunch of my college friends. And my buddy Seth was at a college, like a keg party, right?
Right.
Now, you know me, I'm not Don Juan fucking, I was never a hit with the ladies, especially back then. But I digress. He was at a keg party, and there were these two girls. And I wasn't there. I was actually at rehearsal with the band up in Waterbury, right? So he's at this college party, and the name of the band came up, Product of Society, right? And the girls went, "Oh my God, you've heard of Product of Society? Those guys are great." And Seth, trying to, as they say in wrestling, hook the leg, said, "Yeah, I know. The bass player is my roommate." "Oh my God, really?" And he goes, "You want to come up to our dorm and see where he sleeps?" And they were like, "Yeah, can we?" And he goes, "All right." So he's thinking,
he's going to get lucky.
Threesome extravaganza, drunk college girls and stuff. He brings them up there, and they go into my dorm room, and they see the bed with the the TMNT sheets that hadn't been washed all semester, the Undertaker urn and all that shit. And they both sat on my bed and were like rubbing the sheets, going like, "This is where he sleeps. Oh my God, this is the bass player for Proud Society. This is where he sleeps." And I heard all this secondhand. I come back from rehearsal, and my buddy Seth's like, now, to this day, I don't know if he quote unquote hooked the leg on it. I would hope that he did, because that was just an easy layup.
So you basically are saying you couldn't get yourself laid, but you could get other people laid by knowing you.
By proxy, yeah. Yeah, and of course I come back and he goes, "Oh my God, you should." I said, first of all, where are these girls? And second of all, why aren't they still here? And, but yeah,
Pixar, it didn't happen.
That's my quote unquote wrestling. But yeah,
Nice.
Back in college, we got back into it, and Pete to this day and Jimmy thought I was Doink the Clown because you never saw us at the same place, and they were like, "Oh, you're Doink the Clown." It was a big joke. And then we went to go see him at Madison Square Garden, and I was like, "I gotta go get a beer," and I left, and then Doink came out and wrestled, and I knew this, So I just stayed back and didn't come back to my seat till after the match. And I came back down. I'm like, hey, what did I miss? And he was like, you were on stage. I was like, no, I wasn't. But anyway, that's my so Heels.
Good show. I give it a look.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up for mine that I did see the first episode of the new season of The Walking Dead.
Can you cover this spoiler free?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Daryl doesn't die. There you go.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: Carol and Daryl live. No, but it's a good episode. I have AMC Plus, so I got a chance to see it early. And that's the only reason I pay for it because I get them a week early, and also there's no commercials, and it's you get them early. So I did watch it. I know there's a lot of people that were hugely into The Walking Dead, and then kind of dropped off of it ever since the whole Negan thing.
Yeah.
Which I get. 7 and 8, those seasons were kind of whatever, a little too long. It got better. So if there's anybody out there that hasn't checked it out in a while, you should check out, you should get back into it. I mean, I'm a sucker for all that shit. I'm a zombie freak just like you are, John. So it's like Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Walking Dead World Beyond. I'm in the bag for all that shit. People hate Fear the Walking Dead. Have you watched Fear the Walking Dead at all? Have you kept up with that?
No, I watched the first couple of seasons. Kat has watched all of it.
It definitely went. It went down the shitter after season 3, but it's getting better. People dog on it, but it's zombies. It's something to watch. I'm like, okay, I'm down with it. I love Kirkman. One of the other ones I was going to talk about was I think you actually turned me on to this, and I started watching it. The Invincible.
Yes.
On Amazon Prime.
So good.
Yeah, that was that was a comic. That was actually he came out with that before The Walking Dead.
Yep.
And like I said with Bad Batch last week, it's I'm not too big into the animated stuff, but I mean, this is like balls to the wall. Like if you're a fan of The Boys, which is another Amazon show, which is great. It's animated, but I highly recommend it.
I was totally blindsided by that show because I'm like, I didn't know anything about the comic because I knew it was a comic, but I'm not going to read it. And I started watching it, and I was like, oh, it's a fun little comic. It's like cartoon. It's in that happy, campy comic style, and then all of a sudden it was just blood, guts, and gore, and I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, you're the one who told me that. It's like you told me in the first episode. Same thing. It was kind of like a little throwback animation kind of thing. It wasn't really like, crazy animation like What If. We can talk about What If, too, if you've watched that.
I have.
It's a little bit thrown back, and, it was a little corny. But, yeah, the end with, was it Omega Man? I can't remember at this point. The father who just freaking rips people in half, and there's blood and guts, and there's pretty much blood and guts in the rest of it. If you're a fan of The Boys... which was also a comic adaptation. That's one you got to watch.
Well,
Invincible's like that. It's in that same vein, with the gore and the violence.
And I don't know if you knew this, just to quickly touch on The Boys, in season 2, the very end where he's on that statue on top of the building just spanking it. That scene was actually shot and supposed to be in season 1, but they didn't know if it was just going to be too overboard.
Oh.
So they cut it, and when the show took off the way it did, they were like, fuck it, put it in season 2.
Now, I know that they filmed season 3. I don't know when it's coming out.
It can't come soon enough.
I know. If anybody is... I've read the comics of The Boys after that. There's a great website, a YouTube channel called Comics Explained.
Yep.
Which I love because they go through volumes of comics, and he breaks it down and he talks about it, so it kind of saves you the time and the money. Obviously, you should always support your local comic book store, record store if they're still around. But I'm a big fan of YouTube channels like that and the Kill Count, like Dead Meat. If you ever watched that. Where he basically, like, for example, I watch his channel all the time, Dead Meat it's called, and he breaks down horror movies, and they have a thing called the Kill Count, where he counts all the kills in the movie, but he breaks down the movie, 10, 15-minute recaps of the movie.
Sure.
So it's like I'm not gonna watch. I'm a horror fan, but I'm not gonna watch every sequel of Wrong Turn, or I'm not gonna watch every Leprechaun fucking movie.
Oh,
But
God,
he breaks
no.
it down 10, 15 minutes. He's funny. And you get the whole gist of the story. I watched last night Prometheus and Alien Covenant because I never saw those, but I wanted to, I've heard mixed reviews, so I watched it, and the way he explains it is great, and now I'm gonna go watch it. So, stuff like Comics Explained, Dead Meat, channels like that on YouTube, great stuff. So yeah, that was a lot of TV recommendations right there. So we have Heels,
yeah.
we have, if anybody's sleeping on The Boys, get on that. Invincible.
Now, see, you like those breakdowns, but I'm a big fan when it comes to watching the YouTube channels. When I watch a show, I just want to enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, I'll watch these YouTube channels like New Rock Stars and Screen Crush that do like the breakdown of the episode.
Yes.
And the behind the scenes and the Easter eggs, like the things you might have missed.
Mm-hmm.
And I get a whole new enjoyment from it. But I just want to, let's see. Let me see if we can interject with our phone call early.
Ooh.
Let's see if I can get.
Mystery guest.
I got to turn the Bluetooth on here.
What does Arnold have to say about that?
What does who? Oh.
Is he on there?
Is
I know I put you on the
Hello,
spot.
cutie pie.
Yes, we've started soundboards.
Let's see if this is gonna call. Oh God, I hope this works. Is that the phone one? That's the phone one. I
Let's
don't know.
see.
Let me see what the level is on the phone so it doesn't blow it out. Phone looks like it's at a good level. So, let's try this.
All right, I'm excited.
If we hear a phone ringing, then we know it's working.
Yeah. See, I tried to do some soundboard stuff, but who's that?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up, ya freak?
Hey.
Come on, Greg. Who is it?
The voice, I can barely hear it.
Hold on. Let me turn him up a little bit.
You got to understand, I've had loud amps in the face for about 30 years. I can't hear shit.
Turn me up. Are we live?
We are live.
Yeah.
We're streaming on Twitch and on Facebook right now, and it'll all be recorded and turned into an audio podcast afterwards.
Yahoo! I'm ready for my close-up.
He's ready for his close-up. Have you figured it out yet?
Is it the guy that was on last week, too?
No, it's not the guy. Oh, my
The
God.
guy that was on last week.
Last week was Daryl.
Oh, is this my bald-headed brother from another mother?
From an alien mother.
Well, which one?
Oh,
Which
shit.
one? Don't you have two?
I was in a band with you two fools. You all sounded the same.
What are you trying to say?
Don't
All
even.
these
Don't
white
even.
people. Uh-oh. We got an in-studio guest walking
shit.
out here.
Guess what? My
Uh-oh.
mom's here, too. It's a...
No.
Yeah.
I can't compete with the mom.
Yeah.
She's like, you guys live? See you, bye.
Yeah, we're live. Hey, Ma.
Hey, Ma.
Yeah, we got Barry on the phone. We're recording. And
What up?
Streaming live onto the internet.
That's right. I'm 50 years old, and I live with my mother. Recognize.
Hashtag killing it.
Hi.
So what's going
Respect.
on, COVID kid? What are you doing?
COVID kid. Well,
Well,
I'm
you're
doing
one
much
of
better
these. Well, you're
since
one of these
that.
nice guys who had COVID and then also
my
got the
God.
vaccine on top of it.
Wait, no, I haven't gotten the vaccine.
Oh, you
actually.
haven't gotten the vaccine? I thought you
No.
did.
No. So, if you want to go there,
Sure.
a lot of the long haulers that, like I was,
Right.
have had varied reactions to the vaccine. Some have had like reactivations after
Ooh.
being kind of in remission for a while. Some have had like really, really bad reactions to it. Some haven't, but I haven't gotten it yet because of that, and also because I'm in a long-term study through Westchester Medical and through Mount Sinai, and I get my antibodies tested every 6 months. And as of when was I just there? June. My antibodies are still as high as they were like a few months after my initial infection.
Okay.
So I'm holding off on that, and I have another doctor who's been contacting me and helped me out a lot through virtual stuff. He's in California, and he's asking me to wait for this new Novavax vaccine. I don't know if you heard of it,
No.
but apparently it has been approved, I guess, for emergency authorization use yet, but it's in trials, and it hasn't. It's supposed to not have like as bad side effects as some of the other ones. So
Okay.
that's where I am right now.
Now let me
I'm
ask you.
not anti-vaxxer.
Now, how
Not
far
one of those.
how far out from someone having COVID can they still like test for antibodies to see that like you had it? Like if someone had it like a year and a half ago when this all first started and never got a COVID test, but were sick, and you know everything they had pretty much pointed towards they had COVID.
Well, there are a lot of people in the groups that I'm in who are like that. There are some people who never tested positive but had all of the symptoms, so now it's been a long fight for a lot of these people to finally get a diagnosis because they had all the symptoms. You know, it's like if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then
Well, because
Right.
I know someone who was way back when this all first started was super sick. They couldn't figure out what it was. It was all respiratory and everything, and
Cribs.
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
The only question I have for you, Barry, is when can I start calling you Caitlin?
Wow, but
please do not.
But it was like they went through every test they went through. It wasn't pneumonia. It wasn't bronchitis. They had a CAT scan to check everything out. Nothing. They couldn't figure out what it was and said, it's probably some sort of viral thing. Just go home, rest, and take it easy and this, that, and the other thing.
A virus, maybe COVID.
So I'm wondering if that person,
it didn't do shit.
if that person can they still get a blood test that will prove that it was COVID?
I'm not sure of that.
Okay.
I know, and here's the thing with it. It's so all over the place, that we really, like even someone who like has been studying this, we've only been studying it for like a year and a half,
Sure.
like maybe 2 years. So like there are people who had it, tested positive, had really bad symptoms, never developed antibodies. There are people who had it, like my stepson, was exposed to somebody, didn't have any symptoms, but he had to get tested because someone 3 degrees of separation from him in the military had it. He got tested. He had antibodies. Like he was never sick.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's so random. It's still such a mystery.
Wow.
Like anybody who tells you they know exactly what's going on with this is just lying out their ass.
Nah, nobody knows.
Or
Nobody knows.
delusional.
Yeah.
So
I know I
Yeah.
haven't had a single COVID test, knock on table.
oh, come on. You haven't really been part of the experience if you haven't had your
My-
brain tickled yet.
My daughter, who's 15, had 6
Oh, he's had something else tickled though.
because
God.
she would go to school. Yeah, I got other things
Yeah.
tickling my sack.
But
Yeah, every time she would, somebody on the bus had it, then she had to get a test, and she went back
Mm-hmm.
in school, and then she had to go back. They have to go back. Like you said, we don't like to get too political on here, but they are going back in September, and everybody's got to mask up, and it's like we're still dealing with this shit.
Yeah, I just want to know what the over/under is going to be before everything starts schools start closing again.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
playing the odds.
I got double vaxxed, and the only thing I got was I had a boner for more than 4 hours. But other than that, it was delightful.
I got
Did you have
the-
to go get it drained?
Yes, many times.
It was hard, but
Oh,
I
shit.
took one for the team. I drained that thing.
Was it hard, John? Was
it
it
was.
really?
But
Yeah, he was number 3 and 4. Yeah, I had to do 2 on my own.
I had that.
Then I said, "Come help me out, pal."
I had
Wait,
that
same
Moderna.
hole?
I
Same
had the
hole or different holes?
same hole. Same hole.
Same hole, I think. I'm not sure. We're not getting into Sally yet.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right. Ooh.
Teaser, zing, 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 zing.
Spoilers.
Get to know us first.
Please buy me dinner.
Yeah, I had.
Oh, I don't
Don't tell Jeffrey though.
I had that double shot from the Moderna people. I mean, I was sick for a little bit. Nothing. I mean,
Yeah, it just
nothing
felt
close
like I
to what
got
you
my
people
ass
have
beat.
had. Fucking.
And I'm not looking forward to feeling the way that I felt back when it really hit me hard.
Oh, yeah.
You had
I
it
don't
for a
miss that feeling at
long-
all.
Yeah, you had it for a long time. One of the early cases that I knew.
I was an
somebody
early
had it.
adopter.
You were the
You-
first
yeah.
person I knew that actually had it.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, you got to get back on the mend. You got to get a tan, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're like
my
basically
my
chest
tank
looks
top.
like melted
translucent.
ice cream, but you at least have a shape. Mine is a shape. I don't know what kind of shape it is, but You know, I give you a lot of props. I was like, man, fucking get in the sun, will you? Vitamin D. They say it's good for you.
I'm in the sun. I'm just wearing a tank top, and it just looks like I have a pasty white man tank top that I'm wearing when I take my shirt off. It's horrible.
You're looking like you're playing the away on the Knicks. Oh, good time.
Old Johnny White shirt over here.
Yeah. So anyway, what else do we want to talk to you about besides?
We call our guests to find out. Hey, pal, what's new?
So how's the music going? I see you got a TikTok going on there. Plug your shit, man.
Oh my God, yeah. No, I kind of burned myself out on that.
Yeah, that was every day, dude. You were committed.
It was, and then I just like burned out. Yeah, so
you
I
realized you weren't 15.
I know, right? I just can't keep up with the content, dude.
No.
It's been a problem. So I was doing like a little minute-long original instrumental thing on my tiny guitar that I have.
Yeah.
And then I got burned out. Yeah, music-wise, Blue Alien Mystic, we're kind of in limbo. We lost our drummer, parting of the ways months ago, and we're working with somebody new. But you know, as it is with us day jobbers, it's hard to keep things down, and his schedule is rough. But we're hoping, and Doug had to have surgery on his shoulder.
Shoulder surgery.
Yeah, you guys.
So it's just like we're kind of just in a holding pattern right now. We're writing stuff. We're rehearsing here and there. Hopefully, we'll. But honestly, I was enjoying the slowdown.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, because you remember we were gigging hard for a while.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I was happy for things to slow down. So that's what's happened with the Blue Alien Mystic. Doug and I will be at the Pine Bush UFO Fair.
When is that?
You guys
on
doing
September
that again?
4th. Yeah.
I just got a communique saying that they can't really hear the phone at all.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just turn it up a little bit there. Hopefully.
All right. I can't do nothing on my end.
Oh no, I can hear you fine here, pal. It's So yeah, you guys are doing the Pine Bush UFO Fair, which is great. When's the date on that?
That is September 4th in Pine Bush, New York, the East Coast Roswell, as they like to call it.
Yeah, I gotta go this year. I mean, I've seen video of you guys playing there. It's hysterical.
It's a sight to behold.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a drummer, I got a guy. Text me.
All right.
Yeah, I played with a friend of mine. He covered for us in the cover band a couple weeks ago. Phenomenal drummer.
All right.
And as far as I know, he's not gigging or he's not playing. So I'll hook you up. Man.
All right, let's talk. Talk.
Yeah, we'll talk that. And also, like I said, I'm sure you saw we're doing the live streaming thing on the 22nd. You're more than welcome to come down and do a shred if you want.
I'm going to be actually away. But if I were here, man, I'd be totally down for that.
Yeah.
Because you and I, we've live streamed before.
Oh yeah, we go back.
I was listening to the first podcast and you talking about the church.
Yeah, that was what gave me the idea, because we had that one show that got canceled, and you said, "Come on, let's go play at the church," and I was like, "Okay." Yeah. And you put on a streaming thing, and we did a Facebook Live, and we got like 2,000 views or something like that.
It was awesome.
And I know that 2,000 people don't come see me play at
Certainly not. I don't think cumulatively over the years.
Ow.
Yeah.
I'm talking about me and you.
Yeah, there's many shows where I was like, I'd like to thank John and Mike for showing up. And,
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh.
Yeah, but we'll definitely talk more about that stuff off air. But it's
definitely
good to see that you're feeling better. You're
oh my gosh, yeah.
You're getting out there, and I mean, I'm excited to see you guys at the Pine Bush, and I'll definitely try to hit that, and get some music out there, man. The world needs some Blue Alien Mystic right now. We really do.
Yes. No, we got some good stuff in the works. We got some good stuff. It took a lot of time to write over this break. So.
Well,
but yeah,
you're like me. You can't stop. So, there's a reason why I put out 2 solo albums in the year.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I'm sitting at my house. I got nothing to do.
It's all Peter prolific.
Yeah. Yeah. Sobriety's been good to me.
Oh, I know. You're kind of in that similar state of when you talk about your mom's basement. Screw that. How about Daryl's basement?
Oh,
that was me.
Yeah. Yeah, we've both been in another early adapter of Pain and Sorrow.
Oh yeah,
I've been there, dude. I've been there, and let me tell you, it's life is good, man.
Oh yeah.
With being sober and doing
I'm
stuff
not
like this.
going there.
But that's fine.
It's fine, man. To each their own.
I'm very happy where I am. So
You could smoke.
You
you could smoke your meth as much as you want. It's fine. I got my incense burning here. I'm drinking my Diet Coke.
I'm actually diving because I missed it the first time around, but I'm actually diving into because you were talking about it. Breaking Bad.
ooh,
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
You just started Breaking Bad.
I'm like midway through season 3 right now.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. No, that's good.
so-
That's exciting because somebody who hasn't seen it is now watching it. Like
I had the
love that.
hardest time. I had the hardest time like getting through because like, you know me, I'm Mr. Positivity and light and love, and like these are terrible fucking people.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, these are terrible fucking people.
Yeah, it's not a happy feel good show. But it's
No.
great. It's one of my favorites. It's right
The
up
act,
there.
the acting and the writing is terrific though.
And you're only in season 3. Oh, it just only gets better. You get 2 more seasons to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to have you check in on another podcast, like when you get done finishing it. Like, I'm always fascinated with people like, yeah, I just started watching the show The Wire. You're like, oh boy, wait till you get to this part.
welcome to Idris Elba.
Yeah, oh boy, Omar coming.
Oh.
And, yeah, there's some great. Yeah, I was a late adapter to that too. But like, yeah, people are like, yeah, I just started checking out The Sopranos.
And Omar, I don't think Omar on that show was supposed to go as far as he went. I thought he was supposed to die like early on, and he was so popular that they kept him.
Oh, he was the best. He's
Mm.
classic. So, no, that's great. So you're on season 3. Like, where did you leave off? It's been a while.
The last episode was The Fly.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a good one.
God.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get that and then start going on Better Call Saul, which you can, even though I fucking hate prequels.
Yep.
I hate them with a passion, but it's good. Spoiler alert, he becomes Saul good.
That's what I heard. Yeah, my stepson is into that one. So
Yeah, it's a good, it's a good show. So, yeah.
yeah, I've been
we're
meaning
not
to check
breaking
out
ground here, but-
No, and I want to check out 'cause I was listening to the first episode. You guys talking about Letterkenny. I'm gonna check that out soon.
Yeah.
I was actually watching it again today.
Oh, cool. I gotta recommend if you're into it. If you're into foreign stuff, there's this. I got 2 I'm really into on Netflix. One is a Brazilian show. It's called Invisible City. So I'm really into like just supernatural stuff. And kind of like I don't know, ancient alien or like ancient like folklore type of thing. So Invisible City is a Brazilian show that deals with like these what do they call? It's like these characters out of like folk tales.
Okay.
That are like magical beings down there, and they're actually based on like Brazilian, I guess like fairy tales or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really cool supernatural twist. And the other one is The Gift on Netflix. It's a Turkish show.
Oh.
And that one's based on like all this weird cosmology and like time shifting thing with this woman who has like this strange connection to Göbekli Tepe, if you know what,
Yep.
if you've heard of
Now is it
that.
subtitled or is it dubbed?
You can do either.
Okay.
But we like to watch it like just read subtitles, hearing the original
Sure.
language.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that too.
Because oftentimes it's just like so Americanized
Ooh,
when
boy.
they do that. But if you watch, I want you guys to at least watch like one episode of Invisible City, because the lead character in that, I hope I call him Juan Krasinski, because he just looks like it's like Brazilian. The Brazilians were like, give me a John Krasinski type, but local.
Yeah. Good times. Good times. Good
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check. I'm big onto the foreign, show. I don't mind. I put subtitles on on regular shows.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
'cause
please.
can't
I
give a
can't
shit.
live without the subtitle.
Yeah, because you know how it is. Like the volume is just like, especially when you're watching something like Breaking Bad, right? You want to, you watch it, but I don't know how your TV system is or mine, or it's just like, what did he say? And then all of a sudden it's like, you're like, Jesus Christ! You got to lower it, and there's like, it's got to be the loud amps in the face for 30 years, but like I can't hear.
It don't
shit.
help.
Yeah, so I need subtitles. Any of those shows, I'll put it on. But yeah, they're still saying that we can't really hear you that much on the phone, but
Uh,
I've
we're
got the
definitely gonna
phone
fix
turned
this in
way
post.
up.
Don't worry about it.
let me any better now? I just unplugged my headphones. Maybe that'll.
No,
let
I
me
mean,
know if it's any
I hear
better.
you fine in
can-
my headphones.
Yeah, we can hear you fine,
Okay.
pal.
All right.
So
Good. Let me plug them back in then, because this sucks holding my phone to my ear. What kind of barbarian time do I live in?
yeah, do
Seriously.
you have like a cord that's attached to the wall too?
Hold on.
I kind of missed those.
Hold on. There we are. Now we're back. Oh, so I was also thinking, Gregory, if you have HBO Max,
Yes, I do.
and because you were talking a lot about DC
Yeah.
last time, I was on the first episode. Do you watch Titans?
Oh yeah.
No, I haven't watched Titans yet.
Oh, Doom Patrol?
No.
Oh, so good.
I know.
dude,
I'm
holy
sleeping on all
cow.
that stuff.
Oh my God! Because the new season of Titans is rolling out right now, and the new season of Doom Patrol is coming out September, or like sometime. Wait, maybe December. I don't know. But dude, Doom Patrol. I mean, Titans is good.
Yeah.
Doom Patrol is like next level.
I
Yeah,
gotta
it
check
is.
those out. Yeah, I've been sleeping on those definitely, but I'm hoping
Oh my
for a
God.
good case of extreme diarrhea or something where I just have to stay home for 2 weeks, and I don't want the C word, but I will.
Apparently, Barry, September 23rd is when the new season of Doom Patrol starts.
Oh my God!
And Brendan Fraser's making a comeback.
Oh, dude, I
Dude,
read a
he's
sad
great
story
in
about him
that.
too.
Yeah, he's going to be in the new Scorsese film too.
Oh,
Brendan
really?
Fraser. Yeah.
Not to divert too much, but the reason he dropped off the map for so long was because all the roles he was doing, where he had to have his shirt off and he had to do all these crazy running stuff, literally took its toll on his body, and like he had to have multiple back surgeries.
Yeah, he's not looking
Ooh.
very.
And
he's
then
not
also-
looking mummy-esque anymore.
And then his wife also left him, and he got just
Well-
a lot of shit
Yeah.
I also heard that part of why he was that he got sort of kind of blacklisted because
because he got
he was-
fucking ass fingered.
he was yeah
happened?
he was propositioned by some he didn't and I don't think he
Producer.
ever revealed who,
No,
but
he
some
did.
powerful producer.
He eventually did.
And yeah, he got propositioned and touched by some powerful producer.
Did it rhyme with Marvin Heinstein? Just saying. I
but
don't
yeah.
know.
And I don't know if he like tried to call that out or wwhatever, but whatever happened after that, he just kind of like that was one of the things that preceded him falling off the map. Because I think it was a combination of him being blacklisted by that and him just being traumatized by that.
Yeah, that's a shame. He's done some good stuff. I mean, I'm hoping for a Biodome too, but
it was
no, it wasn't Biodome. What was the other one he was in with Pauly Shore?
Encino Man.
Encino Man too. Maybe we'll get.
Ooh,
Now-
No more releasing the juice.
I did look it up, Barry. He says it was Philip Burke, the former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
Oh, wow.
He ran into him. The guy hugged him, and the guy reached around, grabbed his ass cheek, and then stuck one of his fingers up into his taint.
Ooh,
Oh,
he's a naughty, naughty boy.
And then when he finally spoke
Right
up
now,
about
Corey
it,
Feldman's going, God damn it.
oh my God, Corey Feldman, jeez.
Fuck that guy.
My God, you know what?
Him and his
One of my
angels. I got to tell you, I think I told you guys the story of when we went to go see Corey Feldman live. Did I ever tell you that
oh,
story?
wait, remind me.
He had played at Tuxedo Junction with his band. And me and my wife at the time, my ex, we decided when we were both drinking, we got fucking hammered, and we decided to go down there. I got right to the front row, and, I'm up front being the way that I am, and I'm yelling out. He's like, this next one, I'm like, Chopper, sick balls. Your father stormed the beach at Normandy. And he just kept looking at me like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. And he'd be like, "This next song," I'm like, "License to Drive," and he didn't come out for the meet and greet. I was very upset, but I was blind drunk yelling at fucking Corey Feldman.
It was all your fault.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Dear God.
So yeah, apparently he had a couple of fingers in the hiney hole too, but who knows?
I think perhaps more than that.
I think they were Michael Jackson's.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's got stories to tell, but he's only willing to tell them to get paid to tell them. So.
Who's this, Corey?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that Michael Jackson looking motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, hey, look, some people like their fingers in their hiney. I'm up there, and I'm sure my pal is too, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
On the other end of the What'd you say?
It's pretty good.
What?
Hey. My favorite Corey Feldman moment was when he and Vince Neil were on the what was it the Surreal Life? Remember that back in the day?
Oh, Vince Neil.
Who was it? It was like Vince Neil and Corey Feldman. I think MC Hammer was on there.
Oh,
yeah. Corey Feldman got married on that show, and he was singing some song to his wife, and he made Vince Neil sing backup on this awful original love song that he was singing to his wife.
And was he singing it right in her face? He was like, love you.
And if you can find the video of Vince Neil just singing backup for Corey Feldman, he looks like he wants to just start doing drugs again. He's like, just someone please put heroin in my arm right now.
It was at that moment when Corey Haim died again. Poor Corey Haim. He has fingers in the hiney too. Sometimes you just got to embrace the fingers in the hiney, I guess. I feel horrible about it. Nobody wants an unwanted finger in their hiney.
Well, that's certainly true.
Yeah.
That's certainly true. How did we... It's always got to go there with you guys, right?
Well, hey, it wasn't even me who went there.
I didn't.
I was just telling you, Brendan Fraser and
and then Greg just we take it to a place, and then Greg takes it to a place.
I gotta.
Here we go, another 4-hour erection.
I should call a doctor.
Oh my God,
Mr. Fabersham. Rachel, you've come back.
So this is quite the departure from the Designated Driver podcast, where now you're the sober one.
I know.
Right?
Figure. Yeah.
That was oh my God, that was. Is that still available?
I don't think so. It should be.
I don't know.
We were like one of those British sitcoms where we had 13 episodes and we were out.
Yeah.
But that was one of these days.
I took mine down.
One of these days I'll do my 9th step to you. It has to be done. I don't think we'll do it on the podcast, but another time.
Oh my God.
But
God.
I feel bad for you
disgusting. You are disgusting.
Yes, I am. Oh,
thank you, Arnold. Thank you.
It was the light that was on the camera trying to shut itself off.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway,
are you guys out on the deck, out on the back there?
You got the crickets in the bug zapper.
I'm here in the bug zapper. Yeah.
That was the wisest thing I ever bought.
I got to make it out there to hang with you guys in IRL. You know?
Yeah. Come down anytime for a live thing. Hopefully we'll start we're going to be doing this.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Arnold likes to chime in every once in a while.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
You're the asshole on TV.
You one ugly motherfucker.
You're just gonna run through all of them? Go.
No.
Now we're gonna work on some more soundboards, but this is a good start. So.
Oh, you need the David Lee Roth soundboard. That one was
classic.
Oh, come on.
Cutie pie.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
What does he do? Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah.
So
man.
wait, who? You had someone who I'm not the first guest. I'm kind of hurt.
No. our other hetero life mate, Daryl, was on last week from
Oh.
a Cleveland game.
From a Cleveland game. He
yeah,
is all about the CLE.
Yeah, it was like. Oh wait, we got it.
That's what you
Oh,
want?
we got DLR?
I live my life like there's no tomorrow. And all I've got, I had to steal.
Yeah.
I don't need to beg or borrow.
It's like the extended cut.
Yes, I'm
Oh, wow.
living at a pace that kills.
What do you think about that, David? I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. You got to have some young people on so they say that. I noticed the young people are saying that now a lot.
What's that?
You're like, oh, I was talking to this dude the other day. He's like in his early 20s, and I'm just like saying something to him. He's like, yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. I'm like, you mean yeah? Like, I hate it.
A simple yes would have been fine.
I hate it. I hate it when I start to feel old. You know, like but like really, just say yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah,
I hear you.
totally. Like,
I hear you.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah. It's like 100% is the new totally. You know, it's like, oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I don't want to have to learn new words.
No. I still tease my friend over here for saying woot. Fucking woot.
Woot. Who's saying woot?
Me.
You're saying woot?
But as a website, it's a
No.
website.
Yeah.
I will not. You know what? I mean, there are some things that the youngins, you know, are saying now that I'll be down. Like yeet. That's great. I love yeet.
Yeet?
You know?
What the fuck is
Yeah.
yeet?
When you just yeet something, you know, it's just like throwing something, chucking something, getting rid of it.
Okay.
You just, you know, you gotta. I don't condone littering, you know, but like, you got some, you get some gum, you know, or some something in your hand, you know, you're driving down the road, you just yeet it out the window.
Yeet it
you know?
out the window.
Yeah,
it's
yeet. It's
an exclamation.
it sounds
of
satisfying.
throwing some shit
Now,
out.
See, you. Too bad you don't have smell-o-vision on this podcast. There is a bug that is frying. It smells like death. It smells like. Oh, I can't even. Can you describe that smell? I mean,
No.
I've been blowing smoke out of my nose for 30 years. I can't smell anything. But
You know what? Forget about the smell. How about sound? And I wish I could produce it right now, but I've been meaning to post about this on Facebook, and I think you guys can back me up on this. You know, we have this little fake wooden island in our kitchen here, and there's wooden stools. And is there a lot in the world much more satisfying than letting out a good fart on hardwood?
oh, absolutely. What I used to
You
do.
know what I'm saying?
What I used to do at my house was my daughters had rooms next to each other, and their doors were like those like balsa wood doors. Now, if I could press my cheeks against the door and fart, it like
Into the hollow core
amplified.
door?
Oh yeah, it amplified.
Yeah.
Doing a pressed ham.
Oh, door farts were the best. I could just hear my kids on the other side. Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, I just had to give you a door fart.
Right
Just
now,
to
my
say
wife and
hello.
kids are listening to this going like, oh, is that why Dad does that?
See, I got to be careful about what I share, you know, on social media. But here I can let go because my wife is the pastor, you know. So it's like, I can only share so much vulgarity. But here, I can no pun intended, let her rip.
Yes, we'll put you under an assumed name, but yeah, then we're also gonna be, you know, promoting your shit. So they'll find you. You know,
they'll find me somewhere. Yeah, we're actually thinking about doing a podcast together.
Oh yeah.
Me and the wife, but probably not till October or so. You know, little spirituality, you know, with some fun thing, kind of the antithesis of you guys. Just saying. No.
Yeah, you were the polar opposites. Yeah. Yeah, if John grows his beard anymore, we'll do a crossover with the priest and a rabbi walk into a bar.
We have that picture of the two of them.
Yes.
From back at Southside. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh man, I miss Southside. Was it Southside?
I miss.
No, was it?
There's that place like
the name of it.
all
Was
out
it
in the middle.
Southside Tavern over in Stamford.
Yeah. That place was. That's why
Yeah.
we're streaming these days because there's nowhere to play. You know, either that or it's like, well, how let's not call out a venue, but can you pick up your tickets? We're available from 9 to 5. I'm like, I have a fucking job. You
Oh my
jamoke.
God!
You're gonna
Honestly,
print out your tickets on a fucking printer and make me sell
Honestly.
25 of them and not see a dime. Guess
and
what,
not
pal?
a
Twitch.
single dime.
Dime.
Yeah.
Dime.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. That's the other thing with gigging that I don't miss. I don't miss like shit gigs
Mhm.
that you play at like one or 2 in the morning,
Yep.
for no pay, for like a couple of people.
Yeah, that's
You know,
why, I'm gonna.
and
That's why we're gonna start doing it on the stream because
Adios,
I'll get
on this,
amigo.
What
just
was
be
that?
careful not to cross the streams, okay?
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah. So we'll definitely cross the streams. Let us know when your podcast is up and running, and
We'll have to do a little crossover.
if we don't catch on fire when we walk into the church,
DC Marvel crossover there.
that's right. It's Secret Wars.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
buddy.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So we're gonna finish this up, but thank you so much for calling.
Of course.
Plug your shit,
Of course.
motherfucker.
Do I have anything? BlueAlienMystic.com,
Yeah,
Blue Alien Mystic. All of the social medias at Blue Alien Mystic, and yeah, that's all. That's all. Hopefully, by the holidays, we'll have some recorded material out there for you.
Yes, and say hi to Dougie for me. I missed that little teddy bear.
Oh,
Smurfly, will do.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
Thanks
guys.
for having me on, dudes.
Yep.
All right, peace.
Later.
Later.
All right. Well, hopefully, people heard that on the live stream. If not, then definitely download the podcast because we'll fix it in post.
That's right.
But yeah, that was a great call. We had a nice long call with our buddy Barry, and BlueAlienMystic.com. Check out his band. His band rocks. We used to play in a band together, and he's doing some great stuff. So, and
What else you got that's new?
what do I have that's new? So we talked about
Heels, and we talked about Walking Dead. I don't know how into Walking Dead you got. We kind of took like a detour because we talked all about zombie shit.
Yeah. Well, The Walking Dead season 11 starts. It's actually going to premiere this Sunday. If you haven't had a chance to get back on board, you might want to catch the Whisper of War that went on like season 9, season 10. That got really good. And yeah, it's a good episode. It's they're definitely going back into the horror elements of it.
Okay.
Not so much the the crazy comic booky kind of stuff. It's obviously it's still excuse me, it's still it's still zombies and shit like that, but if you're a fan of the comics, they're getting into a good storyline. I highly recommend it. Other than that, let's see, TV, movies. What have I seen movie-wise? I just been watching that stuff on YouTube, all those channels, whether it's Comic Explained or Dead Meat. Definitely check those out. If you want to just get caught up on horror movies or wacky shit, and you don't have to sit for 2 hours. You can watch it for 10 minutes and get the gist of it. And if you really enjoy it, then you'll go watch the movie and support it. Music-wise, what do I have that's music-wise that I've been listening to? I've been really in a, believe it or not, I've been in a really weird 90s alternative mood. Don't ask me why. Maybe I'm reliving my 20s, but I find myself listening to stuff like Marcy's Playground and Supersonic and Toad the Wet Sprocket, shit like that. I don't know why. It's something that I haven't really dug into since I was in my 20s. I'm hoping to do a Marcy Playground cover for the streaming show if I can get these guys on board. Not Sex and Candy, fuck that song, but there's some other good stuff on there. The Toadies, shit like that. I don't know why. Nothing as far as like we were talking the last episode about new stuff. As far as new music goes, I haven't really.
I did listen to Mammoth, but that's it. Yeah,
Mammoth WVH. What'd you think?
It was good.
It was okay, right? It was.
Yeah.
It was.
It definitely gave definition to what did you refer to that kind of
butt
music?
rock?
Butt rock.
Yeah, it's definitely butt rock. There are a few bands out there besides Greta Van Fleet that are doing the whole retro thing going on. There's a band, Dirty Honey, which I really like.
Okay.
They're very much like an Aerosmith kind of throwback to that classic rock. I listen to a lot of Kings of Leon lately. They have a new album out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've been in this weird. I'm moving from if you're familiar with my solo work, Gregory13.com, GREGRY13.com. I don't even think it's up anymore because I've moved on to the Critically Ashamed. I do have albums out as a solo artist. I hate using that word, solo artist, but I'm in full Critically Ashamed mode, and it's kind of, I think the stuff that we're writing right now is very much in that like 90s alternative kind of sound, which has kind of been lost. I mean,
Yeah.
I think personally, you know what's funny talking about nostalgia? Limp Bizkit,
Right.
of all people. I hated that fucking band.
Ugh.
I hated them with a passion. Now, I kind of like them. I don't know why. I've been going back to the well. Like I said, shout out to my girl Manal. She listens to a lot of that butt rock stuff, which I love you, sweetheart. But yeah, Disturbed, I can't get into it. But
I like
she
Disturbed.
brought up Limp Bizkit.
I'll
She
still
loves
stand
Limp
by it.
She loves Limp Bizkit, and we put it on, and I was like, I never gave them a chance just because, back in the day, when I was playing in Prod Society, we didn't get as far. We were like the Anvil of freaking new metal. So we got dropped. Next thing you know, Rage Against the Machine, Limp Bizkit, all those bands got huge, and we were kind of left on the outskirts. But so I had a little, I was like,
You're a little bitter.
Yeah, I was definitely bitter. I'll admit, I was very bitter. But I recently he's been showing up with that freaking blonde, which has to be a wig. I mean, the guy was bald in the fucking 90s.
Probably.
He looks like something straight out of Sabotage from the Beastie Boys. But I don't know, man. I've turned a corner, I think, a little bit. Now I'm not, running around going to see Limp Bizkit, but that 90s sound, I don't know why. Maybe it brings me back to when my band was doing well, and those bands were popular. I don't know, but really, as far as new music goes, I don't know if you have anything. I know you've been kind of,
It's not. I mean, it's new, but it's not new. I don't know how I got turned on to it. It had to be Spotify, one of those like.
If it's new to you, it's new to me.
Well, it's a matter of when you start listening to something on Spotify and it runs out.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, I want to play this album or this band, and it hits the end of it. And it just starts playing other stuff, and it came up with, or you know what? No, it was on Sirius XM.
Okay.
I forget which. It was like the alternative channel, but like the XL one that's like an extra channel for fucking whatever.
Yeah.
But it was Violet and Dave Grohl, his daughter.
Yeah.
And I know the song. It's one song and it's a cover, and it makes me wonder, like, is he gonna do more with her? Are they gonna do more together? But it's that song. What is it? Nausea.
Nausea. It's an X cover. Yeah,
Right.
That band X. I saw that too. That was great. Talk about a band. You got Dave Grohl. You got his daughter Violet, which great name, by the way. My daughter's Violet. And Dave Lombardo from Slayer and Chris Novoselic from Nirvana.
Yeah.
And they do a cover, and she actually sings background with them on tour
Okay.
because they have like the as I like to call it, being an '80s kid. You remember when Motley Crue had the two chicks, Nasty Habits? They're not as whorish as that. Obviously, they got talent and all that, but she sings with them. She's got a great voice, and yeah, I was psyched to hear that too. I don't know if they're going to be doing. I'm sure she'll end up coming out with something, hopefully, because Dave Grohl's the nice man of rock, and he can't do no wrong. I love that guy.
I don't know. He's just too nice.
Yeah, he's got to have like hookers in his trunk, dead somewhere.
Oh,
'cause,
no.
Everybody's got to have something.
I don't want to hear that.
Everybody's got, to bring it back, everybody's got a finger in their hiney somewhere. But, hey, God bless,
Seriously? Holy crap! Holy crap!
Yeah.
That's right. You say it, Rick Sanchez.
But, yeah, music-wise, I've been kind of on a retro thing. As far as newer bands, I'm kind of at a... I mean, there are bands
right.
that I've been turned on to recently that have been around for a while. Like Hot Water Music is great. Off With Their Heads.
Oh, yeah.
Great fucking band. Like I said, Dirty Honey is another one. So, maybe what we'll do on the future, since we are on Spotify, everyone, you should subscribe to us on Spotify.
Yeah.
Hey, pal, what's new? Maybe we make a playlist of songs
that we've
that
talked about.
we can collaborate with. Let's work on that. Well, when this podcast airs, we can put out a playlist of the songs and stuff that we're into. That maybe people will check out. So follow the podcast, follow the playlist that we're going to be putting on there.
Yep.
To kind of check out what we're doing music wise, and I don't know, where are we at right now? What are we time wise?
Hour and 20 minutes. I guess we should wrap.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up pretty soon. So, just to recap, we have those bands that we were talking about. We also have Heels, which is another thing you should check out. If you get a chance to watch The Walking Dead this Sunday, definitely check that out.
Yep. I'll probably go home tonight and watch it with Kat.
Yeah, you'll have to give me a review of the first episode when you watch it. It's kind of weird because when you have AMC Plus, you're kind of an episode ahead of everybody. So
I downloaded, so I get somebody's ripped it off of AMC Plus and posted it online, and that's what I'm watching.
Yeah. So it's definitely, for me, it's worth the what is it, like $7 a month or something like that. And then obviously when Walking Dead ends, I'll be canceling that subscription. But I like the fact. So if you're a fan of those AMC shows, AMC Plus, man, download it. $7 a month or something like that. It's better than
wait until it's done and then subscribe for 1 month and binge it and then cancel.
Yeah. And thanks again to our friend Barry Mangione, and his band Blue Alien Mystic. Check those guys out. They're going to be playing the Pine Bush UFO Fair, which I think is actually very close to where my girl lives. So
yes, it's very, very close. Actually,
yes,
the Chinese food restaurant that we love, Pure City,
yeah,
it's an all-vegan Chinese restaurant, is right there. And whenever I would go up there to her place for whatever, there's a couple of times I went up there for something. I can't remember what the frig was it.
I don't know. We tried to do a podcast.
But then when I drove her to the airport, there was something else I ran up there for.
Yeah.
At one point,
Pine Bush is the exit I always get off of because there's a gas station there and a Dunkin' Donuts. So I always get my coffee, my cigarettes, all that good stuff there. So yeah, I'll be hitting the Pine Bush definitely because
it's the UFO capital of the world.
Yeah. I just realized that when he said Pine Bush UFO, I'm like, yeah, I know Pine Bush. Like I drive by it at least once a week or twice a week.
They have a UFO museum there.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe we'll do a live podcast from that place, or at least check in from there and do a live thing there. But yeah, I think we've did it. We did it again.
And don't forget Lake Mayapack Gear.
Yes, LakeMayapackGear.com is our sponsor for this podcast. Go check them out. Buy a T-shirt. Buy yourself a Tomcat T-shirt.
Tell them Greg and John sent you.
Yeah, tell them, hey pal, what's new? Can you get and who knows? Maybe you'll get something cool. But
like a thank you note.
Yeah, like hey, thanks to John and Greg for pushing it. But yeah, LakeMayapackGear.com. I'm still waiting for the Rodax shirt, but I'm hoping it'll come soon.
I think he's got to talk to the Rodax and make sure it's okay to put that on a shirt.
Are they even around? I don't even.
Yeah, there are some still around.
There are some Rodax still around? You can get yourself a shake. It's kind of thinner than who.
Anyway.
No, they had some good shakes, good chicken, man. So anyway, check out this stuff. Like I said, podcast, subscribe, give us a like. We're going to start posting some clips. We posted the Water Wing clip from last week. Hopefully you guys check that out. We'll start doing that stuff. We'll do some playlists. And, yeah, another good time, John. Thank you coming down to the compound. And
what do you think, Arnold?
Hasta la vista, baby.
I can't end better than that.
That's right.
Good night, everybody.